Okay, with the last video, we set up this Power Page with these nice pages. One of the things I want to point out here is so we have all these regular standard tables that are created with Dataverse and also with Power Pages that you can repurpose. Um, what I'm going to do, because what you can do is you can create multiple Power Page sites within the environment, is I'm going to make sure that I nestle things up inside of a solution so that the stuff with this cat boarding site stays with the cat boarding solution. And let me show you. So I clicked on this little gear up there in data, and by default, when you set up an environment, a Power Pages environment, developer environment, it creates these solutions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Power Apps and create my own cat boarding solution in this environment. So I've launched Power Apps and I'm going to transfer over to that environment. And you should be able to see when I see solutions, the solutions we just saw. These were the unmanaged solutions and the managed solutions. And this is the one that everything right now was set to go into. So I'm going to create a new solution and call it cat boarding. This was just set up, so if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I don't have any publishers. So what I'm going to do is try and create a new publisher here. So technically this would be the cat boarding developer team, but that's fine. I'm going to, so that I can make a distinction. The key here is the prefix here, is all the objects, the data tables, anything else that we create, environmental variables, whatever we're going to do. It's easier to identify in that environment if you see here, common data service that starts with CRA is a prefix that makes sense. In this case, I'm going to use the letter CB so that everything that I create, the behind the scenes name will start with CB for cat boarding, if that makes sense. Okay. So I have a new publisher. Let me just go back out here. So I created not only a new publisher, I created a new solution, which is fine. That's perfect. So I have a solution. We were just there. It has nothing in it. So when I create tables, or hopefully when the copilot creates tables, it will throw things in this one solution for me to easier manage things that are wrapped up a little bit better. Okay, so let's see if we can, I might have to refresh this or sync this for it to see that new solution option. Yep, there it is. So now when we create things, like in this case a data table, it will be placed into that solution. Again, the idea here is if I create other sites within this environment, I want things to be neatly packaged inside their own solutions. So let's go back here. So I'm going to end this. Or should I go ahead and ask Copilot to go ahead and create the first of a couple tables? Well, what's the best way for me to do this? I've done it so many times. If I do it this way, it's just me making it old-fashioned. And again, it'll have the table name no matter what I call it, like pets in this case. The Here, let's just go into Power Pages. Let's ask Copilot to do it. Okay, so unfortunately, I didn't mean it to embed the form on this page, um, but I want to point out a couple things while I'm here. So it's nice it created a multiple tab form so that the user's not overwhelmed with having to put all the information down one form. Um, Actually, I'm going to go ahead and let you see what it does. Because when it's done, you're going to see that we have some other options up there. I didn't enable the AI yet, did I? You would be able to see that at the top as well, but specifically like form permissions, database permissions. Maybe I did turn the AI on. I don't remember doing that, but I guess it did it. Okay, I'm going to say keep the form. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So the form edits when you have a form on a page, but what I intend to do is create a whole new subpage and put the form on it so the form is the whole page so that when you click on a button like this, I want it to go to that subpage and not have it take up this real estate. I guess I could put code in there to say hide it until you click the button. But that's not the way the buttons typically, let me show you the way the buttons are typically set up. So when I click on the button, it really wants to click to or PowerFX the same way. Button URL, again, URL is a key thing. So it wants to go somewhere. But I wanted to show you, so when it creates a form on a page like this, I kind of like that they did this. You can edit the code by going into um, Visual Studio Code in the website. All the connections are made for you. Give it some time, it'll ask you. And I may even have to pass my credentials across for enter ID to say, yeah, go ahead and connect this. I knew it would. So you're getting an eyeful, you non-coders. So this is the actual page that you're going to see that they have CSS, JSS files that are blank for you to be able to use. When you get done making changes, make sure that you save everything. Since I didn't change anything, the save button is not enabled. But once you're done, you simply close this. And yes, I do have Copilot in there. And then when you come back, I'll ask you to sync. I'm going to say cancel for now. This new permission, they called it emergency contacts. We could call it whatever we want. In the table, you notice that it created a table called pet entry, prefaced it by Copilot, because Copilot wants to get the credit for creating a custom table. And then this is where we could make it so that contact access is by whoever created the contact or the contact that created the pet. I'm not going to get into this now. But I have to go into the contact table and pull up the entity that is the contact and then assign these. And then the most important thing, don't ever forget this, is when you get all this filled out for the permission, because if you open this page now in Designer View, you'll say, I don't have permission to view the form or view a table or view a view because I don't have access to the data. You have to grant access. When you created the Power Page site, by default, it creates 3 groups. Administrators, the people that created it, anonymous users, and authenticated users. So in this case, you have to make sure that you assign something. But like I said, I'm going to get rid of this, but I just wanted to make you aware that this stuff has to be done or your page won't work. Users coming in, whether they're anonymous or they have an account, won't be able to come in to access the form, to submit the form. So just to make you aware, this is what happens. I'll tell you what, I'm going to let this go for now. No, I'm not. Let me take it apart. Okay. Now, I'm glad it did this. So it's a learning experience. So I asked Copilot to create really the form. I meant for it to create a table, which it did both. It's going to do that. Whenever you have you want to add stuff into a section, like I'm going to show you in another video about creating a view on that pet section. So that user comes in, they see my pets up there, they'll hit it, and there'll be a view with all their pets based on who the contact is that came in. I'm sorry, Penny. You can add a form, you can add a list view. And since we know that this was just created, yeah, so by default, when you create a new table in Dataverse, you have to give it, the columns are there, but they're not put into the view, so I've got to edit view again, another video. So let me get rid of this, but this is what I'm going to do. So you can add a section, 1 column, 2 column section, and then you can add components to the section. Or you can delete the section and delete this section. So we're back to the way we were. So I was talking about this is the table created by default in the views. These are default types of views that Dataverse sets up on a table. We're going to use the out-of-the-box active pet, and I don't want to see this. but I want to see other columns, like I want to see the cat's name, and I want to see its breed and color. And if you don't want to do that here, because there are a bunch of columns, and not only that, I want to create more. I think I put down vaccination. Oh, did I not ask it to put the rabies vaccination, excuse me, date? Well, I'm going to customize this table to put down, there are 3 different vaccines, maybe 4. I'll go ahead and put distemper in there, distemper. I want 4 dates in here that are optional. When a person had an FEL, feline leukemia, that multiple shot, I can't think of the name of it, so I have to look it up. Um, Rabies and distemper, and make those options. And hey, not even that, not only that, maybe it's a requirement in your state where you have to actually have a copy of the cat's or dog's rabies certificate. So I'll show you how to add a column for just the rabies certificate in the next video.